All right. So let's see how we go.
This is a new spot, by the way. I didn't start landing here till yesterday
Yeah. So you were
because my other
landing.
spot was so con.
Yeah,
It's you see those four
you were
people
landing
gliding. Yeah,
here,
right
right?
here, right here.
Yeah. This is where
Look
you
at
were
how many
landing.
people go for this.
So you stopped
It's a
dropping
single
here.
tower.
Yeah, one tower. And now you started dropping. Where are you going here?
It's a waterfall. It looks like it has no loot. Actually, no, it's really bad.
I
No
was
one can
about to say, we exposed it. Yeah, it looks like it has no loot. It definitely does. All right, so chat. Everything else after drop spot matters. This drop spot definitely isn't amazing, and I wouldn't start dropping here. Muzz wants you to know this is not a good drop spot.
I mean, to be fair, look how many people are around me still.
Yeah, you actually are pretty con. What the hell? Yeah, wait, what? Malibuka. Malibuka knows. Nice. Okay, so we land on the top. Instant AR. Oh, Malibuka's lucky he was lower. Nice.
I started blanking. After that third bullet, it just blanks. You can't hit him.
Okay, so drop spot. Why are we picking here? Like, obviously, like you get one gun, but like, what's the thought process with this drop spot? What are you looking for when you come up with the drop?
Being able to like
Oh, you can actually
disengage
talk to
freely
him.
and get at least 5/5 mats.
Okay, so you're going for material over like loot in general. Like you'll take 555
Yeah.
over more chests. Okay.
And you can claim like enough loot at this spot. Like you can split it. There's like 3 ways you can kind of split this drop.
Okay.
And everyone gets like 4 or 5 chests, which is honestly enough.
Okay.
And you also have access to I think 3 or 4 shrines, but you have to get to them really quick.
Okay, and the shrine you're going for water boon, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So again, for viewers who don't know, if you take the water sprite to the shrine, you get guaranteed water boon, which is the one that whenever you step in a body of water, you heal up to 175. So really important for trios, but also extremely good in solos because there is a surprising amount of water on the map. Now, as far as
I don't
loadout
think
choice
really
right now,
are going.
what are you rocking
Pardon?
loadout? Like if you have, what's your
Loadout?
ideal loadout in solos right now?
Honestly, after this Fury win, I low-key like using the Fury AR because there's so much pressure and damage.
Okay.
It's just so good for end game. Like the red eye is good for mid game and stuff, but end game the Fury just clears.
Okay. So Fury pump. Yep.
Yeah, Fury pump, mask if I can, and then the heals is either like 3 bigs, 3 bobs, or sprites for the YouTube
I wonder,
newbies.
is he watching him live?
And then if I get a fishing rod, I'll just take shield fish instead of the bigs.
Oh, and did you carry the fishing rod as well? Like, let's say you know, if you get okay, so you just get the shield fish.
That's why I just take water boon because then I can just run around freely, and if I take damage, like I'll still stay 175 health.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're okay. So do you ever take white heals in this current meta? Like, you taking med kits over anything or no?
No.
Okay.
Because you just play for Siphon, and it never really goes to heal off.
But then, and if you don't find a Void Mask, are you running a Typhoon Blade if you find it, or you're just playing nothing until
Yes.
Void Mask? Okay.
Yeah, the blade is still good. It just means you have to get a bit lucky on zone pulls.
Okay. So, oh. I remember you saying you weren't too confident with the Fury AR, so that's changed. Because you said that like 2 days ago, you didn't like it, and now it's like the main AR for
Because I
solo.
didn't use it.
Yeah, okay. All right, so logic of fighting this guy. So you hit him for like a decent amount, he's healed up. So you're still pushing, you're not going to disengage here, like...
Yeah, I just wanted to try to get some early kills, because like last week's solo catch cup and this, I don't really get early kills, and I wanted to try to get some, because eventually all the kills just add up and you get points. And I do have this really OP AR, which makes it so easy to fight.
Okay. And then obviously visual audio gets this guy here, and now and you're just jumping in quickly to try and close it out, right? Because if you drag this out, you're just getting thirded, as you just have.
Yeah. Yeah, even though we are in like a divot here, it's so easy to get thirded.
I mean, I guess mask as well. Probably worth playing more aggressive in the early game to try to get the mask early if you can, rather than trying to find one.
Yeah.
Oof. This guy's solid. I mean, it's finals, I guess top 600. Are you finding the players are harder to fight than solo victory finals?
Yes, 100%. Even in opens.
Yeah.
The opens kids keep killing me game 1. I got slammed by Darth Vader. In opens.
Right. And there's your mask. Okay, so now we got the choices. So you got 6 minis, 4 splashes. Can drop them for Bob though. So use the splashes and then carry Bob. So you're
actually, wait, never mind.
So you're keeping the minis there instead of the splashes.
Yeah, I think it was 4 splashes or 5. So I could pop them.
Interesting. All right.
And
okay.
then is my loadout now. I'm pretty sure I have water boon right now. I got it from my elemental chest that I landed
the
on.
first chest gave you the water boon straight away. Okay, fair enough. Sweet. And then now, so zones pulled, rotates. Where are we trying to get to right now? What is the thought process?
So he's talking to him in Discord, and they're both spectating
like just white
the same
lining,
game.
as some people refer to it. Because you're just gonna run into a bunch of people and get caught.
Okay.
So my game plan here is to wrap around through night shift.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of like I can just follow this river into night shift and then get to where the trees are.
So you're not rotating straight center. You're trying to get to like more of like the dead side of zone towards center though.
Yeah.
Oh, straight fight. Okay. Dude, why? You're feeling confident though, man. There's a lot of early game fighting for you. This guy is solid.
Yeah, I mean, I never usually do this, but I think it's honestly because of this AR. Like, it's just so good for fighting.
Okay. So if you get a good Fury AR, that like increases your chance of wanting to take fights early.
Yeah. This guy was honestly pretty good.
Yeah. The double expand out.
Open.
You don't build up too much at this point, so you're taking damage, you're trying to create space, but you're not really build fighting him.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he left.
Notice you're playing out a brick here as well. Any particular reason the brick over wood building right here as well? Just feel more confident with the brick refarm, or just using the hard mats?
Both.
Both, okay. It just, man, the people fight so well against you, and then they just get overconfident. They just sit in a box that isn't theirs, and I guess they just expect you're going to miss shots or something. I don't know. Both times, I feel like both your elims so far have just felt like waiting for the other player to make a mistake.
Yeah, that's what I always do. And then right here, like, I'm just trying to overbuild so this guy just eventually leaves, and then he does.
Yeah, okay. Well, you got the winning load. That's kind of tough though, because have you found it weird to transition from solo victory cup like mindset to now this? Like elims still do kind of matter.
Yeah, I mean elims, 3 points in finals, 20 kills is a win.
Yeah, true.
So even if you get 5 kills every game, like that doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah.
But then it just adds up.
Dude, so quick. It's so good. So yeah, okay, so now you can just drop down. You're guaranteed back to 175 every single time. That's so absurd. Okay.
And then this path, I always rotate into this because there's 2 fishing rods here. I'm pretty sure I end up fishing 6 shieldfish instead of having 3 shieldfish, 2 bobs.
Okay. So just checking if they're in the box.
This is where one of the fishing rods are. So I was just spraying his box to see if he's in there.
Okay.
And he was. So I went to the next fishing rod.
Oh, so you just sussing out the box. You don't plan on fighting him at all. Just spraying it to see if he's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. This is the other fishing rod.
Okay. Cool. All right. So actually paying like close attention to the fishing rod spawns.
Shieldfish are just so good for solos. Like if you get 4, it takes 2 seconds to get 80 shield.
Yeah. And so you're dropping the minis for these as well. So you plan on carrying the water sprite and then just shieldfish. Okay.
Yeah.
And the same thing. So rotating this way, metal, I'm guessing, cap out your metal
at
the gas station. Yeah.
All these gas stations have the craziest metal. Like you see all these windows. I think it's like 30 to 40 metal per window.
Oh really? Okay. So this wall, this wall's giving metal. Yeah, you're right. Actually. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm guessing it's a replay bug. I think you've got way more than 38 AR ammo. That hasn't been going up. Yeah. Okay. This is good though. Okay. So rotate towards this to grab your metal as well. And then, because like I said, so your goal right now is to try to stay on like kind of this side of zone, right? When we talk about like congested versus dead side, you're trying to stay like over here-ish, yeah.
Yeah, because if you go towards open the map right now.
Yep.
If you go towards like in between Warriors and Foxy, there's so many hills.
Yeah, right around here.
And then people on surge bases, you get tagged. There's no water.
True.
It's just cooked. It's cooked in that area.
Yeah. And same as well for the viewers as well. Like congested, we say congested versus dead side, very simple concept. More players congested, less players dead. This zone's very easy to figure out because anyone who dropped out here has to be on this edge. This edge is always going to be more congested than this edge over here, which is still in, which you can just see. There's 2 people here compared to like 40 people over here.
Right here, I go to kill the samurai because he has a chance of dropping a purple pump or purple AR.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So I just try to get this real quick. He only has like 800 health.
Yeah, this one's super easy. The Wandering Shogun is a nightmare. Now, obviously, you had your insane pop-off with the Island Medallion. Do you think it's worth aggressively playing for the Island in finals with how strong that medallion is, or still not worth it?
I don't know. It's weird to get it because it takes too long.
Yeah.
I think. And there's a lot that can go wrong. And the game I got it, I think I literally used like 800 mats trying to get it. A kid came up to find me for it.
Yeah.
We were like both tagging it, and it was just the first one to go box up on it somehow when it dropped.
So you're probably not going to go for it going forward. Like you'll take it if you can get it, but you're not really going to actively seek it out. Okay.
Yeah.
That was good because that NPC also dropped the Void Boon, which is quite helpful in endgame for the refreshes. Is so good. Next zone pull, just still again trying to stay near the water and try and stay like in night shift.
Yeah. There's a trend with zones. I can like just tell it's gonna keep pulling more south.
Okay.
So I'm trying to force myself towards like Bird right now because I just know the end game's gonna end somewhere there. So there's no point in me staying in night shift right now when the next zone's obviously just gonna keep pulling.
And you've just gotten that zone knowledge from just playing a bunch, right? Like there's nothing that tells you. It's just you're just looking at the current trend of zones and you just know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of just center and I see this brick refarm and I grab it.
Okay. So like if you're looking for someone to build, so at this point now that you're center, you're just looking for anywhere with a hard mat refarm. Just build next to it and just get your mats tapped back up. Yeah, this brick is huge. Yeah, okay, nice. Okay, let's see if Muzz's zone prediction's good.
Let's talk about that congestion thing again. Look at how many people are on that right side.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's ridiculous. The amount of people sitting on this edge compared to this edge over here. And like you said, the elevation here as well. As not just they're sitting there, they can all see you too. Like this guy, like let's see what it looks like over here. Yeah, if you're trying to rotate through this right now, you have to get past all of these people just sitting on the edges of mountains and all boxed up. It's actually not as many as I thought. Oh, actually, never mind. There they all are. Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 people just holding on this edge right here. All right, let's see if Muzz is right with the zone prediction. The zone pull further south. Damn. Yeah, it kind of pulls across into the bottom. Okay, nice. All right, zone pulls hard south. What are we doing here for the rotate?
This kid in front of me, the Abba kid.
Yep.
I wanted him to move first, but it didn't look like he was. So I just landed next to him, boxed up, waited a bit so he doesn't grief me.
Confident to build in wood here. I don't trust people this much. Gotta save the hard mats.
It's because you only stay there for like 10 seconds max.
Yeah, I know.
There's no point using hard.
True. I guess even if he starts lobbying, there's no one really else to join in. Everyone else has to make the same rotate as well. So where are we trying to get to here? Just anywhere in zone?
Yep.
Build on top of this kid. Any particular reason?
I didn't really have anywhere else to go.
Yeah,
I was kind of greeting it already.
Yeah.
So I just took what I could get.
Okay. So now this time you're going to be on congested edge, obviously. So with this zone here, so it's going to start opening up down towards Shogun. You don't try to rotate in deep. Like you could throw a void and get straight down to here. You don't want to? Happy to stay on this edge?
There's no point really, because the zone's small enough to the point where wherever it pulls, I can just TP there anyway.
Okay. So not
there's
worth.
No point in.
Not worth risking it.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like I could have gone dead side here, but there's no point because I'm just on low ground too. Like this is the only high point really where this congestion is.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. And then do you try and like clear people away from out like from near you? Like you spraying people to not get them built near you, or you don't mind if people build on top of you?
I was trying to get a kill. I told my chat here my plan was to get 1 refresh and be 555 so I can play height, because this zone height is really broken.
Okay, so you'd rather take the risk now to get the refresh rather than like waiting until you need the mats later. Like that's one of the biggest strengths I think I've noticed from like the top consistent solo players right now is like they're comfortable and they have the confidence to force a refresh earlier. Kids will be like, oh man, I did so bad because I ran out of mats. I need to save my mats more. And it's like, no, you probably needed to go for a refresh earlier. Like that's the main difference I've noticed. All right.
Yep.
Zone comes back. All right, pretty lucky zone pull, pretty decent. Did you expect it to pull back here? Is this like when you say you have like a tendency for zones? You thought? Okay. Is that because of the ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of those extra things of pick and zone. So what Muzz is referring to here is obviously it's very hard to get zones to go further out here. Like they're pretty much coded not to. So chances are realistically it has to come back here or probably over here somewhere. You'll normally find these next partials come back towards the main island.
During this point of the game, there's really nothing to do. Like you shouldn't be looking for any box fights or anything. You're just going to lose more than you gain.
So again, you said you want to try and go for a refresh for max mats. So even on 115, you're still looking for something. Like if you can find it, like here, like that's just a free drop down. Right. Oh my god. Damn. Beautiful. Wow. Okay.
There's the 555.
There's the 555. Extra mats here as well. You looking to do anything with this extra mats? Are you going to try and like expand out? Or
I built up with it.
Okay. Refresh the mask as well. Bring these back to your box.
I built up because I'm already on low ground, and then just being higher is better because if I pull zone, I could probably play height from it because people see I have a lot of mats. And then if it pulls far, my TP goes further.
Nice drop down. That's the Fury AI you're talking about as well. So much build pressure.
Oh, that's actually the pump. Down with the pump.
It's like, how much structure damage does it do to like, I know Mythic does 99. Damn, that's crazy.
89 or 90.
89 or 90 with a green pump at that range. Structure damage is insane. You're literally doing more than a pickaxe from 2 tiles away. All right, zone pulls far south. What's the game plan?
Use the spam mats and top out so I can TP later and get on the hill. So go to the zone where it's gonna pull.
Okay. Yep.
I seen that there's this hill. Wait, behind you. Right.
Oh.
Yes, that hill. It pulls to that hill. On the
this
left.
one here. Yeah.
I didn't want to TP early. Like most of this lobby is probably just TPing where the water is and just boxing, and then they're all scuffed. So I use these spare mats to top out a bit, so I can prolong my TP and get on the hill.
Gotcha.
And then from there, I think I go up for height, just in case I pull, because it's a hill zone too.
Gotcha. Yeah, because if you go, I see what you're saying. Because if you go early, you're going to land here and everyone's going to bury you as well. So your next TP is going to be a nightmare from this low ground. Yeah, okay, good idea. Nice. And again, you got the mats, so you may as well. Doesn't cost you anything.
Yep.
Nice, okay. Nice. Do you do anything differently with TPs to avoid the fall damage?
Don't press my space key.
Yeah, okay, just don't jump, basically. I know some people, like, I've seen a lot of pros try and, like, wait to use their teleport until it's closer to the ground. Right, and then you just build fight this because you got the mats, right? Like, you're looking to try and take height here. So is this the earliest you're trying to take height?
I mean, usually I wouldn't do this, but the only reason I'm playing it so early is because of the zone. Like,
gotcha.
Look at where everyone is right now. They're just all stuck in hell.
Okay, so when you say the zone, it's because there is already natural elevation. So this is when you feel more comfortable taking height earlier.
But then I see it pulls back, and I just wasted 500 mats. So.
So you're banking on getting the pull here, but now that it pulls back, height hasn't been an advantage. Now you're going to give it up?
No, I still try to fight for it.
Okay. And obviously, again, waiting the TP as late as you possibly can, because you got the height to get it the whole way there.
Yep. Oh my god, no. Going for height.
900 above, there you go. There's your surge warning. We'll see if it actually goes active. I don't think it will. 6 players got to go down.
Okay, right here, I remember pausing. I'm like, I don't want to play height right now, because it's going to keep pulling up this zone. There's literally no point for me to build up right now. It's just going to waste mats, and I don't even know where the next pull's going to go. Like, this guy starts building up already above me.
Interesting. So you're not going to try and hold height here, even though you had the priority on it and the material. So because if you build up now, okay,
it's too early, I think.
Okay.
Depends on the zone.
Malabuka,
I was gonna TP on this guy's head, but he wasn't even in zone, so there's no point.
Okay.
I just TP past him.
Okay. Replay lags out a bit. Okay, so you teleport front side again. You're still playing elevated layers here, though, it looks like.
Yep.
So you get that refresh. You don't even look to go for it. You just know there's too many players around. It's just not worth it.
I think the loot fell in a kid's box, and now is where I really want to look for height.
Okay.
I see that it pulled all the way back down into the water. So I hop in my cone. I'm scouting what height's doing right now. He's building 2 floors of wood.
Yeah.
And I know he's just gonna TP front. I just saw him TP, and I see this kid's also trying to build up for height. He's doing the same thing as me. And we go up at the same time. I'm like, okay, it's not worth it. We're backside. I'm gonna just TP front again, and just not waste my mats.
Okay.
And I'm still looking at it here. Like, I'm seeing what height's doing.
Yeah, just constantly
and I see this guy. Yeah, I see now he's above me. This guy already built ahead so quick. I can just run up behind him.
Okay, so
usually when people get shot at.
So because he extended forward early, that means you can now come up on backside. So if this was you and you were playing the same way this guy is, you would have stayed back on backside to secure it and then go in front?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So now this guy gets hit for 60 damage and he just drops instantly because he's scared.
Okay.
And
now it's yours. Now you got high ground, so you're dropping your TP just to make sure you can go back to it if you get chopped.
Yep. And this whole lobby is just stuck on low ground too because of the zone, and it pulls back up.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. This is just going to be you just pressuring on height now, isn't it?
Yep.
You got 350 AR in a friggin' Gold Fury. I can imagine what you're doing here. And now, so obviously, again, TPs, you're comfortable staying height. Like in other metas, obviously, would drop down, but now you're just happy skybasing it, yeah?
Yeah. I think it might have been worth to drop earlier, but I saw how the zone was pulling and everyone's dying, so I kind of just like stayed up there.
Okay.
And milked the placement points.
And so you drop down onto the second height here. Any particular reason? Like, so what are you coming down close to the enemies for?
Because that kid right there was trying to chop me out.
Gotcha.
And I thought he did, so I dropped down anyway, and I would have fought him to make him drop.
And then now you're just focusing anyone on second height, right? Yeah, little cheeky flick. That looked so much worse on stream. I remember seeing that on stream. That flick was crazy. And then now, so you're coming out to the side here as well. I feel like a lot of people are just wrong. This is just to give you angles, right? So like you've seen the zone's going to start pulling that way. So instead of just going dead straight over the top of it so you can't shoot down, you've come over here to get an angle, yeah?
Yep. See Malabuka's trying to chop me out.
Little rat. Oh, damn. Malabuka made the wrong play. So you got 3 builds here right now. So you're still just trying to hold it for the refresh?
Yep.
Refresh on backside, nice. You're using all of your mass to hold it here. So there's just you'd rather use all your mass staying up. Okay.
I thought there was a kid behind me in zone. Like the audio sounded like there was someone trying to flank me.
So with that, so you had like 9 builds and you decided to build up. So you wouldn't drop down with the 9 builds trying to get a refresh on low ground. You're happy to stay up and just hold height.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's pulling up the hill still, so everyone was just gonna get fought. And we can showcase the pump damage here too to builds. You'll see right here.
Oh, so yeah, you pump the floor and then switch to the AR. So you get in easier. Yeah. Okay. 1v1. He's got full mats, so you're just going to keep playing up. You versus Malabuka, NA versus EU. Oh my god. Fighting the EU solo Cash Cup champion, Muzzy, nervous?
No.
And it's just playing angles, not really much to do there. Damn, clean ass wins, nice. Hell yeah. All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll pick a couple more of the other ones. We'll skip straight to endgame. Again, for the YouTube video, so we watched this on stream. Basically, you were just chilling here. River decided to take a very aggressive fight at you that lasted a super long time. So after this fight, you're in shambles. So this is how you would play a shambles game, yeah? So like, take down Rivet. At this point, you're 64 builds. You have no brick, only a bit of metal, and you have basically no meds. So this is an example of how you would play shambles, yeah?
Yeah.
So the game plan now is, so you are more center of the current zone. What's the plan now for getting your loot back?
Full Sand Island.
Full Sand Island. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Because the island actually has pretty good loot on it, and it has barrels too.
Yeah.
Interested in sticking around over, over welcoming with their stay here. They get a couple tags. If they don't get the elimination right away, they pretty much disengage.
Clix and Epic have certainly had a tendency to kind of stray this way over towards Rebel's Roost. Again, knowing that there is usually at least one.
Then get a more favorable angle here to touch down before Chance and Aaron. I wouldn't be surprised if Baka touches down right on top of this player again here. And of course he does, but he misses the shot he was looking for, and Pars gets melted out the sky from the duo. I believe that was looking inwards. Oh, this is a huge ask right now of Baka, and no, he couldn't get the heals off in time, and Baka and Pars had, they really did have the strategy, but the unforeseen additional duos ruined it all.
And that's the problem with their current drop. Even if they make it out against Chance and Aaron, they still have to worry about Xavi and Neko taking advantage of shooting them from across the way. So definitely a very unfortunate demise there, though, for Baka and Pars. Keep in mind, in fact, how that last lobby went. Chance and Aaron, again, seeming to be the common denominator here. Because Baka and Pars, they wanted those eliminations so badly to start things off, but just find themselves being eliminated instead by a completely separate team, just about giving that third-party assistance there for Chance and Aaron. And something else I kind of wanted to point out here in terms of Acorn and Cold, it's that notice they've been much less aggressive with going for that vault and taking out Nisha right away.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing some adjustment come into place, but you know, sometimes that lack of, or not lack of confidence, but instead the hesitancy can work against you when you start doing something a little too different, too passive. But first, let's wrap this fight up here with Dash and Seek, who are getting a bit active right now. We have, of course, J2, Prodigy, and Bryce right now. Looking pretty solid, swinging around here. We already know Chubbs here picked up that victory out alongside Bryce. Like we mentioned, this is for sure the team to look out for as far as big up-and-comers for this year leading up to the Global Championships. But right now, Shieldbreaker has to come out in desperation there. It does end up connecting, but it's not looking too good here. See, what we saw Cold do in this situation, right, when his teammate was down, he just gave it up all the way, came back later. But then you have, like, newer teams like Bryce and Chubbs maybe not exactly having that type of discipline in their playbook just yet. And we'll see as they continue to develop throughout the years. Congrats to Dash and Seek on winning the drop. Back on over to Eomzo and Rise, who are in and likely hungry to earn some points right now.
Got a lot of ground to make up for, fighting a battle very unique to just them in comparison to everyone else in this lobby. But Eomzo and Rise, we know that they are capable of that level of greatness. They already got a taste from yesterday, having been in that first place position to start the day off, and you know that they're gonna want to reclaim that spot, and especially the title of being Acts of Champions, both seeking out their first one. But yeah, with the amount of points that Acorn and Cold have been able to build up in the meantime, it's certainly going to be a very difficult ask, but it's a journey that Yamzo and Rise are already committed to embarking upon. And now it's just the hopes of them being able to play it out, see what they can make happen from their current situation.
Yeah, the real anomaly for top 5 is the fact that Acorn and Cold have 200 or 100 points ahead of second and almost 200 across from everyone else. So unless something goes terribly wrong in one of these two games, then there's just not going to be an opportunity to close the distance there. But they are triple contested. So like we said, you literally cannot count them in as a winner just yet. This game, next game, still triple contested.
The real difference maker for Acorn and Cold has honestly just been the fact that they've been in positions, both in games 10 and 9, where realistically they should not have been able to make it as far into an endgame as they did. But they just took full advantage of every opportunity and have found a way to minimize mistakes as much as possible here in day number 2. Aside from the fact that they found themselves in a solo occasion, the successful reboots into recovering enough to then find ideal positioning in later games, that alone is definitely a testament to just how strong of a duo Acorn and Cold are.
One thing I really like about Cold, I feel like he, for me personally, right, from like what I've gathered from his playstyle, he is exceptional with the shotgun. It reminds me of TSM's Commandment. Commandment used to go by the moniker, you know, the nickname, essentially 200, just like Saf, 200 Punk, right? Like they were always putting that in their name because they were just that dangerous with it. And Cold, man, I know he doesn't flex how good he is because he's very humble, but he is good.
Actions speak louder than words most of the time, and Cold's performance 99.9% of the time is definitely more than enough to back up that kind of statement. A little bit of trouble here though, more towards the north side of the map, far northeast even. Noxy, Crisp, up against Asian Jeff, Oliver OG. No other teams in sight though, so third party probably least of their concerns, but both of these teams expending a good amount of materials. Seems as though Noxy and Crisp, they really want to commit towards this engagement, given how much they've already opted to use up here. They're gonna need that siphon materials out of Oliver OG or Asian Jeff, and vice versa, Oliver OG, Asian Jeff. They probably want to force this engagement. Noxy already kind of hovering near that launch pad because, as you can see, Asian Jeff eating a good amount of damage. Shield's not fully intact. Noxy now trying to see if he can creep around, find a nice angle into the box of Oliver OG, Asian Jeff. Gonna get the markers from where the pickaxe is coming through. Oliver OG, Asian Jeff just trying to reclaim some of the space inside of this box fight. But again, if Noxy and Crisp, if they don't act soon and close this engagement off, it's gonna make things incredibly tough for them to try and challenge for a forecast tower or even a combat cache.
Yeah, I like the discipline here though from Noxy and Crisp to play the distance with all this extra AR ammunition that they have to use. But they're gonna disengage, get a couple tags, and they committed a lot of brick and wood there. Once they start digging into the metal, you can see things start to change. Jump over to Death and Polarize though, who jump in on Snacky and Possess, but a monstrous shot comes in return, and Death now has to play for the zone save here to bring Polarize back into this game. That did not go the way they wanted it to. Surely is going to be a setback here. And unlike Cold and Acorn's save, they have to go to the nearest reboot, right? So very likely that other players are going to see what's happening here. There's just no time to waste.
Kind of bold though by Polarized to just be fully exposed and just so convinced, yeah, there's nobody looking in my direction with a sniper. I can definitely just look for my own search tags. So maybe a little bit more necessity towards proceeding with caution. Go a long way there for Polarized, but good looks by Death. At least he's able to confirm the reboot. Now it's just about covering the ground to get towards that next zone. Have to expect that Death and Polarized are also going to have to be fighting the battle of getting their surge up, given that they don't have anybody nearby. So pretty good chance that they're going to be slightly below that surge damage threshold if they're not able to pick something up quick. And that's the mentality here now from Aviv and Bugha. We've seen this team have more than one elimination even through the mid game into the late, but still a little bit of struggles, just barely managing to maintain over on that surge damage threshold. Surge just being the #1 opponent currently for a lot of these teams in the mid game.
Yeah, definitely. But Bugha Bro is onto something. Those double ramps, he just keeps pulling them out. But hold up, we jump in here. Sphinx grapple hooking right into a bush that is housing 2 opponents lurking nearby. They couldn't get the finish or the box appears. Jagvir, TBC, LeBron. So a little reset's gonna happen here. Interested to see why they didn't commit to pushing into the box, but now it's just too late. They give you way too much time here for Sphinx and Punt to go ahead and heal up. Everyone else is going to be on the move.
Looked like Vanillas and Convic were also local to that exchange. Could be part of the reason why LeBron and Jagvir opted to just pause for a second there instead of rushing right in. But still probably an engagement that a more experienced duo would have 100% opted to take. I mean, you get a shield break like that. It's a massive tag for Sphinx and Pump to have to worry about.
Good about looking for another snipe shot. We've seen this happen time and time again, and he actually misses for once. You see him line it up though, you know? You know something bad's coming to whoever's on the other side of the bullet.
It makes you think.
Definitely does. Here's Acorn and Cold back on the move right now. And of course, we're going to be continuously following these top teams right now as we're starting to situate ourselves up for what will be the finale here of the FNCS Grand Finals for NA. This is game 11. This is the day where points are worth 1.5x, placement even more, eliminations matter even more. Your performance today is much more important. Take a look at the big rotate here from Rich, where they take the crash pad right through the middle of the map there. Don't get caught out for it. Even now, they're exposing themselves to Acorn and Cold, so they do have to be careful here. Rich not taking any chances, dropping some walls. It's definitely the right play to make.
Given that Reckless Railways is Ritual and Reed's backyard, since this is their initial starting point off drop, they're likely going to have a pretty good idea of what boxes were or weren't already existing on this side of the map. So yeah, definitely some strong awareness coming out of Ritual. Spots out the little boxes that Acorn and Cold had set up base not too long ago. And we saw Acorn and Cold getting a little bit of pressure from behind, but it's actually just going to be Chance and Aaron on the receiving end. Easy elimination there for Cold to get onto Aaron. A little bit of material pickup as well. Shield potion. Gonna get Cold back to practically full shield. Only gonna be too short. That's not too bad though.
Rise and Yams will get caught out. Unfortunately, they're trying to grapple hook away from a duo. They don't earn any points this game. It's Trashy and Threats who catch them on the rotate there. That's an unfortunate game number 11 for them. But now we jump in to Acorn and Code, who are on the hunt right here. Willing to jump into an enemy box, potentially. There's no one here, but talk about bold, right? In order to fight, like looking for a battle when they have, you know, top 25 right around the corner, placement points, end game. Probably not content with the fact that they picked up an easy, quick elimination. They probably are feeling like they need a lot more damage.
Clicks and Epic definitely finding a little bit of damage here. It's going to be Yamzo's box that Clicks forces his way into. Yamzo a little bit more preoccupied, looking towards Epic Whale. As a solo in that position, won't have a chance. Can't shoot two different directions at once, unfortunately there. So Yamzo and Rise have been elimed here in match number 11. Still try and battle it out though for maintaining inside of that top 5. We'll have to see how game 12 goes for them. But as for Ritual and Reet, another team that has seemingly come up short here on day number 2. They have a lot of ground to make up for. And this is a duo that, despite having relatively open access for the forecast tower at Dumpenhausen, they have struggled with maintaining ideal positioning because they keep coming up short on their surge. Being uncontested, yes, sure, technically Sphinx and Pump land on the opposite end, not northern side of Reckless Railways, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to engage with Ritual or Reet. That's part of the reason why we see Ritual and Reet continuously trying to force these late game fights. And sometimes when you're that desperate for surge, you're making a lot of noise, other teams bound to take notice. And Ritual and Reet have really just been getting picked off more often than not by third-party situations.
Yeah, that rotate right there is very interesting to watch play out because they know, you know, pretty much where the next zone's going. You can see they're like, dude, we got to get a mountain quick. One of these two up on this side. So that's already telling us a lot here. Back on over to Peter Boy, who have 0 eliminations, but they are above the threshold. So they've managed to at least stay active for the time being of this game. A lot of players rotating with the grapple hook right behind them as well. Not to mention teams that are situated here in front of them. So this is not going to be simple by any means. And if you're Peter Boyo and you fall now, I mean, you might as well kiss the FNCS Grand Finals opportunity goodbye at this rate because their competition is at 100 points ahead. Of course, with Acorn and Cold up there. No room for mistakes here at all.
Clicks and Epic just barely managing to hang above that damage threshold. They're coming in with a bit of a late rotation, taking a good amount of damage as well from this 2-tick storm. Polarized Death also finding themselves in a bit of a predicament here. Is Polarized looking for a chance to get some of this Flowberry Fizz off. Only 2 ticks left.
Bro.
Big shot though out of Polarized, but it's not going to be enough. Instead, that's going to be Tahi and Scented. Tragic stuff there for Death and Polarized. Keep in mind, Death, Tahi. Last time we saw those two, they were competing together at the Global Championship. Now, enemies here for Major 1 of the Grand Finals.
That's right. That is a very history duo. Those kind of things are going to happen, you know, like even when
history duo.
Even if you're Death and
very
Polarized,
history
you're
duo.
playing so well, you're up at the top. I mean, this is Death's first time, I think, in a grand final setting where he's
a very
been able to
history duo.
Honestly, have a chance at like even top 3, right? With a pacing like this, so you know, with time comes experience. But look at this: 6 through 10 are eliminated in this game already. Meaning that this runway is wide open right now for players like Clicks and Epic Whale here. Going to catch up. Aviv and Bugha continue to get active. This is a team that we haven't talked about that could also be primed for a grand finals. And that'd be incredible for someone like Aviv to achieve under his belt. Bugha already, of course, decorated all the way through and through. But Aviv, starting to close in, and he's been playing so well. They just seem to complement each other's play style very, very well.
As far as the top 3 is concerned, Aviv and Bugha likely one of the only teams that are even in a position to try and challenge Acorn and Cold for that first place spot in the leaderboard. But it's all going to hinge upon whether or not Acorn and Cold even get taken out. Only one more duo needs to be eliminated before placement points become active, just about. At the same time, though, Cold having at least 6 points from that elimination he acquired earlier on. Paper Muzz, though, from fencing fields all the way over to classy courts. It's probably the last thing that Cold and Acorn expected to see. But Paper Muzz having already found a slightly better spot. Cold, Acorn still trying to make their way across this body of water here. Couple of tags being ate up. But now it's the immediate pressure from Golden and Ozone that could pose more of a problem here. Cold and Acorn aren't careful.
I'm not worried. They're in first place. I'm not worried. They got this. All right, everyone around them, they got this. Unless it's Ritual. We're getting really close now. They get a little dangerous here. As the water starts to heat up. Can they handle the pressure? But no. It's a little too much for Reed, who gets taken down into a box, and the edit comes in, and now Ritual has to play this one out by himself. He's a chance to do something big. Ritual jumps in and gets melted by threats. Clicks gets knocked in the feet as well. Are all of the competition falling here? And now is the question. But Epic Whale fends off a monster shot there. Gives him time to save Clicks. And they gotta at least rake into like 520, 530, 540 if they want a chance in the last game to potentially be the grand finals winners here. Aviv and Bugha are doing just that. Pushing everyone back now.
Look, 25th placement, that's 3 points. Every placement above that only continues to build up. Epic was asking him to step it up earlier on the day. It seems he's done just that. Definitely a clutch moment for him to bring Clicks back into the lobby. Finds that revive after getting a successful elimination. Putting more pressure onto the rest of the lobby to also stay upright here. Peterbot, Boyo, they recognize the fact, first place, pulling ever so much further away from us. They know they need a big match here if they want to keep in contention with Acorn and Cold. Same story though for Aviv and Bugha as they continue to build. One more elimination upon the next.
It's Clicks and Epic Whale versus Peterbot and Boyo here, but Duke comes in from the flank and just deletes Peterbot while his guard was let down. And now Boyo has to play this out by himself, but then it comes through, and it is Dukes who gets finished off there. So close. He almost 2v1'd him, but Clicks and Epic Whale time it perfectly. And just like that, down goes Peterbot in the 600-point threshold range. So it's still a good game for them, but it's not going to be enough as Acorn and Cold start marching their way to 700. Clicks and Epic now have a chance to jump up into second. This is crazy to think that Cold and Acorn are just looking like a completely different duo, separate from what and the type of performance they put in during the semifinals. Like, their finals performance so far has been very, very solid, rock solid.
And the news just keeps getting better still, because Bugha being knocked, now fully limbed. You can imagine that the feed probably retailing that information towards Acorn and Cold. Aviv doing everything he can, grapple blading, trying to stay moving along Acorn's with this zone.
I think Acorn just got knocked. Yup, Cold is by himself now. This is huge. He's only at 702 points. If Cold falls now, I mean, that's going to be the lead given away. But no, he's still fighting for it. And this is what we've seen Cold do a lot this weekend. Cold has literally backpacked Acorn a couple of times this weekend already. But most importantly, when it mattered on on Sunday. Right here, right now, he continues to do it, and look at this. A little bit of Fortnite favor. The zone bounces back towards Cold, so he has a little bit more time here to rotate now with the lead, but there's a team on his tail.
Keep in mind, Aviv, he's got the exact same intentions as Cold. He knows that he can't afford to go down just yet. Doesn't want to let first place slip that much further away from where Aviv and Bugha currently sit in the standings. Aviv doing everything in his power, going to opt to drop towards that low ground, even though it's going to be a more congested side of the zone. Doesn't have any mats, doesn't have any builds. Forced to take this box fight instead, but 2 versus 1, and 2 is better than 1. Aviv has fallen now. Muzz and Paper on the rise.
That's it. Cold's immediate competition is down and out. Epic Whale gets knocked there. Like, this is looking better and better right now for Cold and Acorn's last game. Clicks gets taken out as well now. And he is just leading here. And look who's alive. Kanata and Agers. Had they just had a better day one, they would surely be top 3 right now. Just incredible to see Kanata and Agers also having a little bit of a moment for themselves. I've seen them continuously jumping to the feet, but look at Cold Gold continuing the onslaught here. He falls inside the top 8. Another top 10 performance for them. Seek and Dash turning online as well. Very consistent here today.
And Seek and Dash, they have the chance to completely bamboozle the entirety of the lobby, given how many points they'd already jumped up from that last match. But Crisp, Noxy, they also want to find a victory royale on the day if possible, to seriously put them into contention for threatening that top 5 of the leaderboard. They could start here. One more pickup onto Zooks. Dasher Rooney fully exposed. Noxy gonna light him up as a punishment for it. Crisp has both of the med kits though. Between himself and Noxy, chop really quick. Dasher Rooney not gonna be able to close it out. Crisp and Noxy, they hold on to, I think we can still call that somewhat of a high ground, but more importantly of all, the fact that they managed to maintain their position over the rest of the lobby is ultimately what led to them finding that final elimination onto Dasher Rooney. But still a really deep run out of Seek and Dasher Rooney. Bound to have built up a good amount of points there. They were inside of that top 10. Acorn, we saw, extended for Acorn and Cold. So their spot up on the leaderboard, it's got to be feeling awfully comfortable right now. But with 1 match left to go, I want to get it back over to Zeke, Vivid, and Kelly to let us know everything that actually took place in game number 11.
Who leads the pack? Has something changed?
I wonder.
No, it hasn't.
No.
Acorn and Cold only continue to develop their lead. But Vivid, now that we kind of have this opportunity to say, okay, well, for Acorn and Cold, if they just held on, they repeat, they walk away champions, okay? So I want to take a step back. I want to look at everybody else. Because where did Bugha and Aviv come from?
Hey, listen.
Where?
They've been playing around with top 10 throughout the entire competition, and to see them in second place, really no surprise. We are in for one heck of a final game. I mean, look at that. That performance from Noxy and Chris all the way in game number 11. Still potential for them to jump up 8 places. That just tells stories about how this leaderboard can really change with just this one last game, Kelly. So everybody on this leaderboard, if they want to hold on to these spots, they really do have to perform.
And I mean, Bugha and Aviv were in 6th place after day 1. They did absolutely phenomenal. We saw them get a 2nd place today. And honestly, I think that last game, it was less of what is Bugha and Aviv doing right and more of Peterbot and Poyo going down a little early, Clicks and Epic Whale going down a little early, Re and Ritual going down a little early.
Chat. What am I saying, bro? Just randomly say chat. Chat. Shut up. I don't want to. I'd rather try to get good at this, honestly. No. No. It's not going stupid, it's being stupid. Kills on reload. Yeah, well, no, like anybody who's anybody that plays Fortnite every day and doesn't get bothered is Unreal and Reload. It's not hard to get Unreal and Reload. Like, good on you. Good job, bro. Like maybe 10. Yeah, but you use simple edit. Don't use simple edit. If you use simple edit, you're just a child. You like, if I use simple edit, I would just try, you know? I wouldn't permanently ever use simple edit. Yo, what's up? I don't know. I hate it when people flex their unreal shit in reload. Chat. Should I just use my mic on my headset? the fuck, man? Bro, you're so ass. Why would you push me? Come on. Yo. Yeah, okay, buddy. drop my shotgun. Nah, dude, get out of my loot. It's my loot, man. What? How did I just get one shot? Huh? What the fuck are you doing? Yay! Alright guys, I'm gonna stop for now. I gotta work at 10 o'clock and I want to edit a little bit. So, see you later.